laid back just seeing me outside. How are you today?
I'm doing good. It's been a busy day. Literally just ran in and got in my seat, but I'm excited for UFC Perth.
Yeah, it should be a fun card for sure, and I'm excited to talk about a few different things with you today. I mean, I guess with going too much into it, it seems rare for you to have such a busy Thursday. What's going on with you?
It's just been some family stuff this week, but running errands. Got a suit tailored to me. Picked it up right before this. Got it right here. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's gonna be a good day.
What's your suit for? I'm curious.
Just looking good, feeling good. You know.
All right, all right. I see. I wasn't sure if it was for an occasion or not. Okay, okay. I wasn't quite sure. Um, yeah, should be a fun edition. We went over some pretty big news on Tuesday, so I'm excited to preview some fights with you today. And I guess yeah, we can definitely start with UFC Pro taking place this Saturday. Seems like it stayed intact for the most part within the last couple of days. So happy to go over this with you as I pull it up here. But I it's as I do that outside of the main event. Is there a fight that jumps out at you almost immediately?
I like the Jack Jenkins fight a lot. But the fight, I won't say like I'm expecting to be the most exciting, but the one I'm most torn on is Andre Petrosky versus Cam Rouston. See a lot of people going either way, and I don't know how I'm feeling.
For sure. And then before we get into some of these predictions, just a quick reminder that the MMA Outsiders is presented by Novik, America's number one sports prediction market, available right now in 35 states, including California, Texas, Florida, Georgia, and New York. On Novik, you're 10 times more likely to win long term compared to a traditional sports book because you're playing against real users, not the house. Sign up today and use promo code ETB Network. That is ETB NETWORK for exclusive bonuses. So with that said, yeah, I don't really mind the Jack Jenkins fight either. But let's talk about this main event before going into the odds of this whole thing. We have Carlos Ulberg coming in at 12-1 in front of his home countrymen, if you will, taking on the resurging Dominic Reyes. It looked like his UFC career post 2020 was going nowhere fast, and all of a sudden he had a bit of a resurgence. What is your early read on this main event as we're a couple of days out from it?
I'm excited for it. I think it's a harder test for Carlos Ulberg than it is for Dom Reyes. But Carlos Solberg, massive favorite, minus 245, 250 according to Tapology. I think Dom Reyes is going to get the win. But before we dig a little deeper into this card, I want to mention as well a lot of news coming out this morning. UFC Perth may be the worst selling card post 2020, post COVID era uh, that we've had so far. It is about half sold. They're discounting tickets, and you could get in right now for the equivalent of 110 USD.
Yeah, definitely a major surprise in given how much the UFC likes to go to Perth. I was a little bit surprised. What about you?
I'm surprised because it almost felt like no matter where the UFC went, it was a guaranteed sellout. But I'm also happy about it because as of yesterday, Mark Shapiro, I want to pull up this quote real quick. I've got beef with Mark Shapiro, the new guy for TKO in the UFC, because he simply doesn't understand. I get he's about the money, but man, does he
He's
not know
not.
what the
He's
fans
not.
want.
He's not new. He's been there a while. But I get what you mean.
Heavier in the spotlight out of recent. But this is what he said about when Iowa or St. Louis, which were both sellouts, which were both heavy gates.
I
We
was there.
still have 30 fight nights to sell for UFC. They could be smaller, but if we've got a St. Louis up against a Des Moines, Iowa, if you want us back there and you've sold out and broken records in both your arenas, you will have to pay for us to come back or we're going to take it to another town. Meaning if these smaller markets want the UFC, they're gonna have to cough up a bag to get it.
Yeah. So before I just want to make one quick note, and then I can respond to his remarks there. According to Novik, who's our new sports prediction sponsor, they also have Dominic Reyes as an underdog, but he's plus 205 according to Novik. And Carlos Ulberg is minus 250. So I think you may end up being able to get better value on Novig than you might according to Tapology's odds, but I think it's very, very interesting.
Yeah, I think Dominic Reyes is a hard test for him. And the last two and the only two high level opponents that Carlos Ulberg has fought and he's taken them to a decision. So Carlos Ulberg is also a minus 115 to get a KO here. If I'm a betting man, I'm putting Ulberg decision at plus 500.
Yeah, I could see it. I could see it. My lean on this is Dominic Reyes to finish Carlos Ulberg, but if it doesn't happen, yeah, he'll probably lose the decision.
I agree. I think Dominic Reyes gets the KO here.
I think it's going to be round 3, though. What do you think?
I like 2, 3, 4, something in the middle.
Okay. And yeah, to respond to what Mark Shapiro had to say, I was at both of those events, and I can tell you for certain that the atmosphere of both of those places was awesome. And I hate to admit it because I really do enjoy going to UFC events, but it seems to me like now, with all the changes and the evolution within TKO, to me it seems like right now they're currently in it for financial gain, and I could be wrong, and I could be misinterpreting his quotes entirely. But to me, if you're making a city pay for pay for your show to come into town, either that means one of two things. You don't think the product is good enough to sell on its own, or two, you guys are so hell bent on making as much money as possible that they will do that they will do anything to do that.
I see. I almost know for a fact it's for financial gain, but the way I see it is like you have your events that you go to every year that are gonna make you so much money. Like you're gonna get away like a train bandit back in the 1800s. However, I feel like it's important to go visit these smaller markets, not just St. Louis, but like Charlotte when they went there, St. Louis. I mean, they hadn't been to Chicago in 6 years. They had Des Moines, which looked awesome.
Des
Like,
Moines was awesome.
they have these events. San Antonio, like not even a small market, but they've gone there twice now, and it's been super fun. Like, you have to go to these non-top 10 markets
Yeah,
to
I mean,
satisfy the craving of the fans.
they haven't been to Pittsburgh in 8 years. They haven't been to DC. Well, they're obviously going to DC for the White House card, but they haven't been to DC proper in almost 7 years. They've been to some of these places in a while. Shoot, even in Detroit. I was at their last show in Detroit. That was all the way back in 2017. So
Here, let's take one look real quick as a quick pivot here. Out of the top 25 biggest you know what? I'll do top 40 biggest cities in America. New York, we get to go there. LA once every 2 years, Chicago once in the last 6 years. Houston, when was the last time we were there? Lewis versus Gone.
sounds right.
Phoenix, what was that? Gaethje versus Charles 274.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
When
Yep.
was the last time we were in Philly?
Last time we were in Philly would have been 2019. Edson Barboza, Justin Gaethje.
Yeah, exactly. San Antonio, we were just there. San Diego, Cruz versus Cheeto. That was a long time ago at this point. Dallas, when was the last Dallas show?
Probably Stipe versus Stipe versus JDS maybe. I don't even know.
And then
But I know.
Jacksonville was right out the pandemic. That was the top 10, and they haven't been to 6 of them in the last 2 years, 3 years.
Hmm.
It's crazy to me.
I mean now because they're prioritizing 30 Apex shows practically. I don't know. Like you could split that in half and make it 15 road shows and 15 Apex, and I think a lot of people would be happy about it.
For sure. Like, these road shows, like, call me crazy. If
Like,
you
think about this. Like, if you look at the end of your schedule, they're not really going to a single American market whatsoever for one of these random fight night shows. The only one was the most recent one. If you look at the remainder of the schedule, fight nights are either international or they're staying at the Apex till the end of the year.
Well, my thing is like if like you said, split it into 15 and do a US tour. Go to Indianapolis, go to Denver. You've been to Nashville, go back to Boston, go to Detroit, go to Memphis, whatever, Baltimore, Milwaukee, Atlanta, we were just there. Like it's crazy to me that like Minneapolis, we were supposed to get one in December of 22, I believe, but that moved to Austin. So
Mhm.
it's just like New
And
Orleans.
the reason why I think either the reason why they moved it was either due to a preference thing or because the arena wasn't available. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's just like it's crazy to me that like I think 80 of the top 100 most populated cities in America since COVID haven't had one.
Mhm. Yeah, and I've only ever been to a maximum of 2 shows in a year. And I mean, shoot, there was a while there where I didn't think we would ever get one again until 3 night. I was because I would look every year, like I'd try to predict the schedule, or I'd figure out like through various people like what the upcoming locations were, and just to see that like it wasn't on there. And well, I probably can't say it, so I wouldn't say it. But to hear that certain cities that I was looking forward to seeing them go to fall through was a major surprise. Oh, Jack, I can't hear you. I think you muted yourself. I can't hear you at all.
Hello, could you hear
Yep.
me?
Yep, I got you.
I don't know what happened there, but I was just saying like more than that, it's like when they pick a city, it feels like they're like, okay, we're gonna go here a bunch now, where they don't expand. Where like they've gone and they've picked Nashville out. You have to have New York, but they don't even go to LA once a year. They pick out Miami, but it's like other than that, where do you
Miami,
go?
well, Miami's been a new hotbed. That's gonna be a recurring city, I think.
Which is a great show. I loved that.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, a part of the quote or a part of the story you may have not touched on is apparently Chicago is trying to negotiate with them to return, but now they have this new site fee thing. So who knows? Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't happen. I don't know.
Who knows, man? Who knows? But I think coming back to the card a little bit, not to be on a downer, but we UFC Perth. We've talked about the main event. Do you want to go from top to bottom this time?
That works. Yeah.
So in the co-main event, according to Tapology, depending where you look, I'm seeing Jack Jenkins as the co-main event. I'm seeing Jimmy Crute as the co-main event, but it
What
doesn't
is,
really matter because
what is
I
the what
like
is
both
the
of them.
what does the UFC website say?
Let's find out. UFC or UFC.com. In the co-main event, we've got Jimmy Crute. All right, so Tapology's got it.
Okay.
So yeah, in the co-main event, we've got an interesting one. Jimmy Crute is kind of like he was a huge prospect for a while, and then went on a losing streak, and then retired, and then came back and beat Marcin Prachnio. Ivan Urslan is 1-4 in his last, or 1-3 in his last four, so he hasn't really shown much either. He hasn't had a UFC win. I think I'm taking Jimmy Crute in this one.
Yeah, it's a decent fight. It's not great, but it's one of those to where I feel like from a holistic standpoint, um I think the hometown backing is going to help Crew, and I could see him winning by decision or TKO. I think Ertzlin is decent, but I just think he hasn't had the run that people were maybe expecting from him a year or so ago, and I think him going into enemy territory hurts him.
100%. And I just saw something that made me laugh here. I don't know if you, I know you're in tune with the MMA game. You know Cutman Tate, right?
Yeah, I do.
And how he's a funny fella. He was talking trash about Derek Moneyberg the other day. And all of
Hmm.
a sudden I'm looking. Oh no, it just left. But it was Derek Moneyberg and Brad Tate together.
Oh, really interesting. Okay.
But anyway, Next up, we've got Jack Jenkins versus Roman Tavares. What do you think about this one?
I like Jenkins a lot. I just don't think I've seen enough from Tavares yet. What about you?
I think Jenkins for sure in this one. I think he's one of my locks of the night.
Okay.
I think he had like a weird last two fights. We saw him kind of get dominated by Gabriel Santos. But the thing about Gabriel Santos is he is one of the best, and I'm not saying he's one of the best fighters of all time, but he is one of the best regional resumes you will ever see. Like he has beaten everybody, so I can't even really knock him too much for that.
Right, exactly. Um, I mean, I guess to kind of piggyback off that though, like, do you think it's one of those scenarios where Jack Jenkins is backs against the wall, kind of?
I don't think so. I Because if you think about it, it would be like those last 5 fights. It goes win-win. That loss is a broken arm. Win. So I see that as one loss in his
Oh,
last 4 fights.
okay, so you don't count the broken arm. Okay.
What are you supposed to do? Like, you know,
Yeah, I mean, it's what are you supposed to do? But at the same time, though, um, it's like, do we really? It's like, do we really value? What do you call it? Do we really? Are we really overlooking, or are we really constituting the fact that Jenkins was hurt? Or I mean, I just think overall, though, there's almost so much pressure on him that he can't lose. That's my overall point.
my only fear with this fight for him is like, and I agree, like if he gets sloppy, Ramon Tavares is the type of guy to like really crack you with a 1-2. You know what I mean? But he's beaten a lot of good guys, and like here's the thing. He beat Don Shanis, whatever. He beat Jamal Emmers. I thought that was a really good fight. I thought Jamal Emmers won that, personally. Then the Chepe fight, he was winning, in my opinion. And then he broke his arm, dominated Herbert Burns, and then Gabe Santos just looked better than him that night. I just don't think Ramon Tavares is all that.
I don't think so either. Do you think this is one of those where if he can't perform impressively, they're going to give him one more fight, and if he loses that, he might get cut?
I think Ramon, if he loses one more after this, he'll be gone.
Okay. So we can both agree with that sentiment there. That's good. All right, let's move on now to the next one. How are we feeling about Jake Matthews versus Neil Magny?
I've had the same take for 2 weeks on this fight, and I'm sticking with it. Jake Matthews is a like gigantic favorite. I think he's minus 500 right now. And here's the thing about that.
Let's see if Novik has something similar. Hang on.
I think that Jake Matthews deserves that number. But here's my take. If he goes to the
You can get Jake Matthews on Novik at minus 413. So it's very similar.
Yeah, not bad. But if Jake Matthews goes for a finish on Neil Magny is going to win this fight. If Jake Matthews wins or fights to win a decision, win the rounds, he's going to win this 30-27. I think it's going to go one of two ways. Like if he tries to finish Neil Magny, he's not going to, and he's going to gas himself out.
Really,
That's what I think.
very interesting. I could see it. I just don't know when Neil Magny's going to show up, and I think he's a little bit on the older side though, and he may have been at this too long. I think this is one of those where if he makes a mistake, he's more than likely going to lose, and I think this is one of those where Matthew sticks to the game plan. I think he'll win easily. That's what I think.
I hope so. I like Jake Matthews. He's been in the UFC for 10 years. He deserves it.
Well said. All right. With how much time we have, let's run through these next couple pretty quickly. Let's look at the Louis Sutherland Justin Taffa fight. I think this is do or die for Taffa. What do you think?
I am a massive Louis Sutherland fan, let me tell you. I watched him in PFL. I watched him on the regional scene. I love him. I love him in this fight. That is my underdog, depending on where you look. Underdog of the night on FanDuel. He's plus 102. I love him. He's 6'3". He's a tank, and I think he's going to run over Justin Taffa and beat him with ground and pound.
Yeah, you can get Louis. Actually, for whatever reason, Novik has this as a pick 'em, but you can get Louis Sutherland at -103 at the moment. So,
Okay, so money's coming in on Sutherland a little bit.
hmm
It's a close fight. My fear is that Justin Tafa has nukes in his hands, but Louis Sutherland is a better fighter than Justin Tafa.
I think so too. I think Tafa doesn't really have too much technique either. I think he swings wildly and he's susceptible to just bad stuff happening, in my opinion.
So is Louis Sutherland, but hey, swinger gets swung. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Next up, we've got Alban Elliott versus Jonathan McAuliffe. This is a fight I'm very excited for, and I really, really, really like Jonathan McAuliffe. Let me tell you. I lied. We missed one. Still, I love Jonathan McAuliffe. Early pick. This next fight here, we've got Cam Rouston versus Andre Petrosky. I see a lot of people picking Andre Petrosky here.
I don't think he's winning.
I think Cam Rouston's got this in the bag.
I think so too. He's not winning.
Yeah, I like Cam Rouston here. I think he's going to be able to defend the takedowns. If he doesn't, he's a good jiu-jitsu guy, but I think he's better on the feet. He's long, man. You saw who just got the TKO in Contender Series. One time, right down the pipe. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Should be a decent fight though. Should be an all action fight.
Oh, it should be really good.
Potential for fight of the night, I think.
Oh, we missed another one. Go up. Zan, come on now. We got to keep going up higher and higher. Uh-oh. No. Even higher, Zan. You skipped a whole bunch. You skipped Tom Nolan and Charlie Campbell.
I sure did. There you go.
So next up here, we got a big fight with Tom Nolan and Charlie Campbell. Tom Nolan's my pick of the night. I love Tom Nolan. I think he's going to finish Charlie Campbell here. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. I think this is one of those where Campbell's going to get caught with something. He's more than likely going to make a mistake and he's going to try to rush in and he's going to get caught with the counter. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be a big knee up the middle.
Really? That would be a fun one. All right, let's move down to Navajo Sterling versus Rodolfo Bellato. I don't know, man. Bellato's last two fights to me have been bizarre enough to where I think Sterling steamrolls him. What do you think?
I think Bellato is awful, but man, a lot of sharps are picking him to win. A lot of sharps are picking him to win. I think Navajo Sterling is going to win, though. Call me crazy. Pick them the minus 250 favorite.
I think so, too.
But
okay, 7-0 is nothing to sweat at either. So
no, and he has UFC wins.
I just think Bellato, his last two fights, as I just alluded to, were so weird. I just don't know what version of him is going to show up.
Nor do I. I think Navajo Sterling's going to win this fight.
All right, let's keep going.
Next up, we've got Jonathan McAuliffe versus Alban Elliott. I think you already know who I'm going to pick. Jonathan McAuliffe is going to get the job done versus Alban Elliott.
Yeah, we're gonna disagree here. I actually think I actually think that Elliott beats him.
I think McAuliffe is just. I think he's too well rounded. I think Alban is just not dangerous enough. I think Alban grinds you against the fence and gets wins, and I think McAuliffe is going to hurt you. Call me crazy. Another underdog.
Interesting.
Next up, we've got Jamie Mullarkey versus Rolando de Bedoya. Weird fight. I hate this fight. Give me Rolando Bedoya just because I think Jamie Mullarkey doesn't have it anymore.
No, he doesn't, and he probably should have been gone a long time ago. And
the people love Mullarkey here.
No, I know. I think it's hometown bias too.
Well, yeah, it's just it's an interesting fight, but not one I'm particularly excited for.
No, I don't think so either.
All right, we got 4 left. Stay with me here.
I'm
I
sticking
hear
with
you yawning.
I'm sticking with you. Yeah, I am
We've
a little I am a little tired, I'll be honest.
got this next up is one of my favorite fights on the prelims. We have Colby Thickness taking on Josiah Musasa. I really like both of these guys, but I think Musasa is going to get the job done. I just don't think that. Excuse me. A lot of people are picking Thickness here, and I just don't see it.
Can you explain why?
I think as well rounded as Colby Thickness is, there's not a lot to his game that presents danger. Where Josiah Musasa, yes, he lost his last fight to Carlos Vera, which is bad, but he took Otari Tanzalov to a decision on Contender Series, a dangerous Georgian, beat him, and then was kind of bullying Vera around until he got caught lazily with a lead head kick, and then he got submitted by the jiu-jitsu guy. So I don't see Colby. I see him having those kicks. I don't see the power, and I don't see the grappling. And I think Musasa kind of bullies him this time around.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you here. I think he gets a nice bounce back win. But who knows? You never know.
Yeah, no, it's a close fight for sure. I think that Tanzalov fight is just it's a really good win for Josiah Musasa. Like Tanzalov, he's the real deal.
Fair enough. I don't love this next fight, to be honest with you. I think this is
Luana
too quick.
Carolina versus Michelle Montague.
I think this is too quick of a turnaround for Montague. I really do.
See, I think Montague. Sorry to our female listeners out there. I love women and I love female MMA, but I think Montague is straight garbage. Her grappling's good, but man, she doesn't know how to throw a punch. I love this fight because I'm gonna make free money from Luana Carolina at like plus 180.
Yeah, Juan and Carolina will probably win that one for sure. Let's see how Novik has this fight. I'm gonna let you say that.
Carolina's the underdog for sure. That's my free money right there. I love Carolina in this fight, and Carolina beat Loopy.
No, you can get Carol. You can actually get some pretty decent odds at Carolina at plus 201 on Novik.
Dang, Novik giving you the good deals.
Mm-hmm.
But next up, we have a Contender Series matchup that the UFC decided to throw on this card because Brando Perisic trains at CKB with Israel Adesanya. Elijah Ellison is a 5-1 American fighter. Brando Perisic is a 4-1 Australian fighter. It's kind of a grappler versus striker guy. A lot of people are picking Ellison. I'm picking Perisic because I think if he can get Ellison down, I don't know if he can get back up.
Yeah, I don't know who my pick is going to be for this, but I think this will end in a finish. That's what I think.
I think so as well. I think
I
it's
think
going to be a ground and pound TKO from
you
Perisic.
won't know my pick on this fight until it's public. So, I guess there's your answer for that.
That's messed up.
What's up?
That's messed up. You're going to leave me hanging here?
Yeah, a little bit.
Very
You're not gonna know. You're not gonna know my pick for this fight until probably later tomorrow, early Saturday morning when we put everything out.
interesting. Now for the opening fight of the night, my favorite women in MMA. We've got Loma, the Thai Devil, Luke Boonmi taking on Alexa Tainara. Man, do I love Loma. I'm taking Loma here as the underdog.
I can tell.
I love Loma.
Most of Tapology disagrees with you, though, my
Tough
guy.
fight. Tough fight. Tainara's a good grappler, but it doesn't matter. Loma's gonna throw her off or kick her to death.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. Given that she trains with Amanda Hebos, I can't pick. I can't pick against her. So we're gonna disagree. We're gonna disagree on this one. I think.
Loma.
How do you
I
feel
love
about How do
Loma.
you feel about being tied with me going into the last event of the month?
I don't like it. I need to be higher. Speaking of being tied, how did you do on Contender Series this week?
I didn't do very good. I went 1-4, my guy. I did really bad.
You went 1-4. Oh
Yeah.
no, I don't know what I went, but I don't think I went 1-4.
I won the first fight and lost the other 4.
I went 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 2-2, 2-3.
Okay. So I've gone 2-3, 2 out of the past 3 weeks, and you just went 2-3 on this past episode. So what does that put you at overall? I'm at 22-13.
So that was week 7, correct?
Yeah.
So I was at 20-5, and then this one goes 21, 21-6, 22-6, 23-6, 23-7, 25-10 overall.
That's not too bad.
Last
So
couple weeks not been treating me right.
no, unfortunately for you. How did you do the week before?
Uh, Not as bad. I went one. I won 3-2. I lost Kovacic, and I lost on Muhammad Ali.
I lost on Ali too. I'm pretty sure. I'm actually double checking as we speak, but I think that's right.
I had Hecker Sosa, I had Thomas Gant, and I had Patty McCory.
Oh, you did?
I like Gant. I like Gant a lot. He big dogged him.
Oh, excuse me. I'm 22-13.
All
So
right. I'm a
not
little,
not not great, but obviously slightly worse by a couple fights than your 25-10.
I'm
So
coming for you. I'm coming for the heavy lead. You feel me?
I can tell. I started off hot. I started off really hot, and then a couple weeks ago, the wheels started to come off a little bit. So I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people. I wasn't the only one who didn't do very well, though. A bunch of people didn't do well.
Oh, last week, the past 2 weeks have been killers.
Hmm.
But I think that about covers it for this weekend's MMA Outsiders, does it not?
Yeah, I think so. It's gonna get a whole lot busier next week though, because we have UFC 320, and then of course we also have the Usman Nurmagomedov Paul Hughes fight. Then I'm sure we'll have some other stuff to talk about too that I'm not thinking about. So I don't know. It should be a fun October though, and a lot busier because there's gonna be more shows.
It
So
should be a lot fun. It should be a lot of fun next week. We've got to see what we do because we might have some MMA Outsiders on location in Vegas content. So we'll have to see.
yeah, it should be a fun week for you. I'm a little bit jealous that you're going to Vegas, but I assume I assume that still means that Tuesday is still okay though.
Tuesday's still okay.
Fair enough. So for Jack Gold and myself, Zan Bando, that's gonna do it. This has been a production of Playback.tv. Again, this is another edition of the MMA Outsiders. Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the fights this weekend. Good luck with your predictions, and it's good to see some regular combat sports, if you will, back in our lives again. Moving forward here through Thanksgiving, but until then, we'll see you guys soon, and have a great weekend. Cheers, Jack.
Awesome.